So I'm not making this video to say vegans are screwed, you don't get enough protein. But I am saying that if you are in fact vegan, you have to be careful.
Not gonna lie, I love Greg Doucette's videos. This actually doesn't change the fact that he totally missed the mark with a couple of his claims in this video. First mistake was to cite the What I've Learned video. That dude does his research blindfolded. Let's start with his first claim.
Data from NHANES suggests that 40% of Americans aren't even hitting their minimum protein requirements.
Shocking to think that 40% of people aren't getting these basic minimum standards of protein.
Kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is actually the protein deficiency disease. Chances are you never heard of it, because if nearly 40% of the population would actually be protein deficient, you would have heard of that name before. If you would actually look at the dietary guidelines from 2015, you would actually notice something fishy. All you have to do is read the next following sentences. Although some groups of the US population do not consume recommended amounts from the protein foods group, intakes of proteins are adequate across the population, and protein is not a shortfall nutrient. This is exactly the type of quality What I've Learned provides in nearly all of his videos. So let's move on to the next part.
Each protein source can be categorized and given a score according to a DIA scale.
The DIA score is actually very flawed, and let me explain why. The FAO is basically an organization that tries to fight world hunger. They actually endorsed the DIA scores in 2011. The DIA score stands for Digestible Indispensable Amino Acid Scores. It tries to tell you the quality of the amino acids that you can find in food. The DIA score uses the same factor for all food items for nitrogen to protein ratio conversion. This concept is 3/4 of a century old, as you can clearly see in this statement right here. Nowadays, we actually know that the nitrogen in different food items varies from food item to food item. It actually overestimates the protein content in some foods, meaning that we are eating maybe less protein than we are thinking we are eating. And that actually goes both ways for animal and plant-based foods. The second flaw is that it's determined in pigs. And last time I checked, pigs have similar amino acid requirements, but they are not truly the same as humans. Flaw number 3 is that they basically fed those poor pigs raw plant foods. Yes, raw lentils, raw chickpeas, raw rice, and so on and so forth. Damn, those poor pigs that had to digest raw lentils and chickpeas. It must have felt like they were eating stones. And another flaw is that the DI score is centered around isolated foods. This is also something that Greg mentioned in his video. Different food items in the plant-based realms have different amino acid scores, meaning you can easily get all the 9 essential amino acids if you don't eat potatoes all day. Watch until the end of the video and I will give you a food item that you can eat all day and get all the 9 essential amino acids. Let's not stop there. What does actually science say with human models? The Physician Committee and the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics states the following: that a vegan diet is perfectly fine for all life stages and also for athletes, and that a plant-based diet provides all the nutrients you need when you are exercising. And no, this is not vegan propaganda. The Physician Committee has over 17,000 physicians and over 175,000 members. The Academy has over 110,000 experts. Some of them are dietitians and so on and so forth. But let's not stop there actually. The following statements you are making is also false.
2 people eat the same amount of grams of protein per day, but one eats all vegan, the other eats all meat. The person who eats all meat is going to get more overall protein out of the protein they're eating than the one that's vegan.
This study right here that took 19 vegan men and 19 omnivorous men and put them to the test. And the stats between those men are basically very similar. They roughly weigh around the same weight and have the same amount of experience. So one of those groups actually supplemented with soy protein and the other with whey protein. And what they found is no difference at all. This is not the only study I found, but one of the better ones out there. And the last false claim that you and Lane Norton actually made is the following.
You can get enough protein from vegan sources of protein, but if you're using whole food vegan sources of protein, you are going to have to eat a ton of them.
Exactly, Lane Norton. See, he knows what he's talking about. If you're vegan, you can still get the protein you need. You just need to eat more of it.
Let's have a look at soybeans. 100 grams of cooked soybeans will give you 560 calories and 55 grams of protein. Crazy. But what's even crazier is the amino acids that you will get. Have a look at this. You will get 8 out of the 9 essential amino acids by just eating 300 grams. And if you eat slightly more, you will also get all the 9 essential amino acids from it. So there you have it. Using what I've learned videos are not a great idea to begin with. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Follow for more.